other Congress people pick, drugs. They pick immigration. They pick gun crime. I mean, everybody has their thing that.
So you think Nancy Mace is a genuine person? Is that what you're saying?
From what I've seen.
From what you've seen, what have you seen from Nancy Mace that would lead you to believe that she's genuine?
Hey, Brian. Before, when I heard you called Nancy Mace like Mace the disgrace. What exactly do you find disgraceful about her?
Well, a lot of things. I don't even know where I would begin, but I guess I'll start by saying that she's tweeted over 500 times and put out videos about how she doesn't want a female colleague a trans female colleague to use the restroom with her. But yet when it comes to gun control or healthcare or even school shootings, maybe one tweet after a school shooting, thoughts and prayers. But then when it comes to a trans woman that she works with, she finds it the biggest threat in the world. So she's pandering to her base. That's number one. I find that disgraceful. And number two, just look at what she's done the last couple days. No witnesses corroborate anything that she has said. It was a handshake. She's wearing an arm sling because that's who she is. Even people that have worked for her have called her out for this. She is a disgrace. And she wants to talk about being the victim all the time. She's always the victim. She's always the victim. And then when people question her, she attacks them. I think she's a disgraceful human being, flip-flopping on every single issue, coddling to Donald Trump when she needs his endorsement. That's what I think.
Why is it disgraceful to not want men in women's bathrooms?
It's disgraceful to put more effort into something like that, thinking that is a bigger threat to this country, and then campaigning off of it, meaning selling T-shirts and hats and putting out videos and hundreds of tweets. Rather, when there's a real issue that is facing America, like gun control, she doesn't want to do anything about it, just thoughts and prayers. You don't see where I'm going with that?
Well, my point is that some issues are more important to some people than they are to other people.
So you think in this country,
it's very important to her. It doesn't mean that it's literally more important than gun control, but it can be more important to a specific person.
Okay, but here's where you're forgetting. And rape has nothing to do with what she's talking about, so let's not conflate the two.
Well, I was just going to make an analogy. If a woman was raped, would you blame her for taking rape very seriously versus, say,
horrible analogy,
gun control or drug crime?
Horrendous analogy. We're not talking about rape. We're not talking about anything even close to that, Dave, and you know that. See, the problem is she represents her constituents. It's not just about her. What she is doing is she is campaigning off of this, making money off of it, selling T-shirts and hats. And yes, I find that reprehensible, and I find it absurd. The same woman who said she was...
But this is something that's happening, though. I mean, men are using women's bathrooms, and she's saying it shouldn't be allowed, which is obviously
No,
true.
she's not saying...
I don't see why
she's not saying it shouldn't be allowed. She's selling T-shirts and hats and putting out videos and calling herself a champion and a hero and putting out hundreds and hundreds of tweets. It's not just one tweet or one video. Hey, we shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to work with Republicans and Democrats and discuss this. Okay, fine, whatever. That's not what she's doing, David.
But why does it only have to be one tweet? I mean, this is what she cares about.
It's not one tweet. It's not two tweets. It's not three tweets. And if you actually think she's being genuine about it and she truly cares about this, then I think you're mistaken.
Yeah, but how is she not being genuine? This is the issue that she's picking, that she has an issue with. And other Congress people pick, drugs. They pick immigration. They pick gun crime. I mean, everybody has their thing.
So you think Nancy Mace is a genuine person? Is that what you're saying?
From what I've seen.
From what you've seen, what have you seen from Nancy Mace that would lead you to believe that she's genuine? Was it the arm sling she was in yesterday? I'm just curious, Dave. Tell me why you think Nancy Mace is genuine. Tell me.
It's too early in this case to really know what's going on. I mean, it just happened a day or so ago.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
How so?
Here's how so. The facts are what they are. Not one person.
But, I mean, until the case is over.
Not one person has corroborated her story. In fact, witnesses have told the opposite. She called police 20 minutes later. She didn't say she needed any medical attention, and then all of a sudden she's wearing an arm brace the next day over a handshake.
Yeah, and then again, we have to wait until this case is actually over, whether it gets dismissed or whatever it is, or this guy is found guilty, because I read he pled not guilty. We don't fully know. It does. I mean, yeah, people cooperated against her. It doesn't really matter. We have to wait and see what happens.
But you think Nancy Mace is a genuine person?
Yes, because she's consistently saying men shouldn't be allowed in women's bathrooms.
She's not consistently saying it. She hasn't said it until...
Yes, she is.
No, she's only said it the last couple months. All right, we got to take a break. And then earlier today, before Donald Trump met with Starmer, Donald Trump was asked about so many people dying of starvation in Gaza. Now, obviously, this is a terrible situation. And I've talked to many people about this, and it's horrible, right? There are people in Gaza, there are children that are dying of starvation. It's awful. And I think you are complicit if you think that the Israeli government has nothing to do with it. I'm not saying it's all their fault, but certainly they've played a role in this. And Benjamin Netanyahu is lying to his own people. He's lying to the people in Gaza, and he's lying to the world. We've seen the videos. We've seen children that are dying of starvation. It's awful. Innocent people that have done absolutely nothing wrong. Donald Trump's response? I don't know. Now, of course, Starmer gives a well-educated and abundantly clear answer, but listen to how weak Donald Trump is. It's like he's afraid to criticize Benjamin Netanyahu when the world knows that there are people that are dying of starvation in Gaza. Thousands of people have died, including children.
Stand on immigration, and taking a strong stand on immigration is imperative. I don't know. I mean, based on television, I would say not particularly, because those children look very hungry. But we're giving a lot of money and a lot of food, and other nations are now stepping up. I know that this nation is right.
It's
here.
a humanitarian crisis.
Right.
It's an absolute catastrophe, and nobody wants to see that. And I think people in Britain are revolted at seeing what they're seeing on their screens. So we've got to get to that ceasefire. And thank you, Mr. President, for leading on that, and also to just get more and more aid in. And again, America's done a lot on this. A lot of countries have done a lot. We're now working with Jordan on getting direct aid drops in, but this is a desperate situation.
Yeah, there you go. So Donald Trump is asked about this. Netanyahu says there's no starvation. Donald Trump's response, quote, I don't know. It's a lot of leadership, Mr. President. Thank you very much. There are children that are starving in Gaza. Thousands have lost their lives. And that's your response? Boy, sickening. You know, one more clip I do want to play for you. And I asked Ron Filipowski about this a little bit earlier, and that's Nancy Mace. Now, to me, this gives a specific feeling, definition of where the MAGA Republican Party is at right now, where if you're a brown person in this country, whether you're legal or not, they enjoy watching you suffer, just like they want to own the libs. Just like Fox News, all they do is show black people committing crimes 24/7. But when it comes to January 6th, they're patriots and hostages, and let's give them a pardon. But if you're a brown person in this country coming out of a courtroom trying to do it the right way, you're a criminal, you're a thug, you're going to rape our children and kidnap our families. Nancy Mace is a perfect example of where the MAGA Republican Party is at right now, and why I say it's Make America White Again. Listen to Nancy Mace with a smile on her face, gleeful, talking about ICE agents dragging people away from their kids outside of courtrooms. It's sickening. Listen to this.
New sheriff in town, I have to tell you, one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube these days are the court hearings where illegals are in court and ICE shows up to drag them out of court and deport them. I can think of nothing more American today than keeping our streets safer by getting those violent criminals out of the United States of America, and we all have Donald J. Trump to thank for it.
Take a look.
Let me tell you something. And we'll open up the phone lines, by the way, now at 702-221-7283. And the number to call if you want to be a part of the conversation, 702-221-7283 is the number to call. Let me tell you something, okay? Barack Obama, Joe Biden, gosh, even George W. Bush, they weren't gleeful at separating themselves from their families. They weren't jumping up for joy. They didn't have Dr. Phil with a microphone there happy that people were getting ripped away from their families. They weren't having ICE agents show up outside of courtrooms and people not identifying themselves across the country wearing scarves over their face, torturing people. But that's what the Trump administration is doing, and MAGA Republicans are gleeful over this. They're happy. They enjoy it. People like Nancy Mace, as Ron Filipowski said, this is MAGA porn, is what it is. When you see some who happen to be undocumented immigrants, and so many of them that are nonviolent criminals being ripped away from their kids, ripped away from their families, and they have smiles on their faces. And they enjoy it. I'm not a big fan of Nancy Mace. I call her Nancy Mace the disgrace. She's a complete imbecile who tries to, and I think she's a lunatic. I do believe she's severely mentally ill. And she's, she'll tweet 300 times about how horrible it is if a transgender woman uses a restroom. But when it comes to people losing their health care or kids being shot up in schools, nothing. Maybe thoughts and prayers. But she's so fixated on these, gender ideology and banning books and transgenders and all this other stuff. She's a complete idiot, and she just recently announced that she's running for governor of South Carolina. But here's the thing. She's been one of those people out in the forefront for years talking about the Epstein files. But now she needs Donald Trump's support. She needs Donald Trump's endorsement. So here's Nancy Mace, like many other MAGA buffoons, both men and women, that wear the Donald Trump knee pads when they need something from him.
24/7.
Yes, when they need something from him. What does Nancy Mace need? She needs Donald Trump to endorse her. I don't think she's going to win the governorship, but she needs Donald Trump to endorse her. So this is what what Nancy Mace is saying on Newsmax, and it makes me want to vomit.
But everyone is excited. They're sleeping better knowing that Donald Trump is in the White House. He's a fighter. He's fighting for our values, and he's delivering on them. We just got the American people a giant tax cut in the big, beautiful bill. He's negotiating these tariff deals, which will make America more prosperous and stronger, and our allies as well. And this is historic. I mean, he's going to go down as the greatest president in American history.
Yeah, the greatest president in American history. Is there anybody that actually really believes that?
I don't even think he believes it, because if you look at the numbers, he has the second lowest rating, and people were waiting to see how he would respond, but he's second lowest to Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
So if he were to come out and say, well, at least I'm not last, but then you're
What
better than Richard Nixon was at the time.
Let me explain. And by the way, Newsmax is not a real organization. They just coddle to Donald Trump 24/7. But here's what Nancy Mace was really saying. I'm going to perform verbal fellatio on you until the election, because I need your support desperately, because I know I already don't have any chance to become the next governor of South Carolina, but I need your endorsement if I have any chance at all. So again, I'm going to perform verbal fellatio on you no matter where I go, no matter where I speak.
Well, as we talked about before the show, briefly, Nancy Mace is one of those conspiracy theorists. So they're saying, a lot of political pundits are saying the balance is she has to continue to want to see the Epstein files. She can't drop that, because she literally will not get elected.
Well, wait a second. I thought the Epstein files were a hoax.
Well,
Isn't that what Donald Trump said? It's a Democrat hoax. I wonder if the victims
Well,
agree
now
with
he
that.
said that he was willing to release him but he's worried about the victims. All of a sudden, I don't want any victims to get hurt. I don't want anybody to get, but what he's really talking about is he doesn't want him to get hurt, because you could easily redact the names of the victims and their information.
Sure.
And people want even people like Dan Bongino,
Yep.
and even people like Charlie Kirk have said, Joe Rogan, they want everything except for the victims' names. Why can't they do that?
Yeah, I agree with you. Listen, Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and everybody there, they know exactly what Donald Trump did. They know his name is in these files, and that's why they're hiding it, and we know that. But Nancy Mace doesn't stop there. If you really want to know what's the tops of Nancy Mace's priority list if she becomes governor, which I don't think she will. I can't imagine people in South Carolina are that stupid. There might be some, but not the majority. But Nancy Mace isn't talking, really too much about the economy. She's not talking about certainly all the gun violence in this country, or the fact that people are struggling to put food on the table, and that millions and millions of Americans are afraid that they're going to lose their Medicaid coverage. No. What is on top of Nancy Mace's mind? I'm not kidding. We have the audio for you. Taking and removing fluoride from water. Yes, that's what she's talking about on Newsmax. Have a listen to this.
Do you intend to take any action to remove fluoride from our water? Fluoride from water, I would support any action to remove fluoride from our water, and also ban chemtrails. Like, we should do that too. Other states are doing it. Tennessee, I think, recently did it as well. Florida just did it. We will follow Again, I want us to lead. I don't want to be following. But if we have to follow other states until we get there, we will do it. But I support it.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I'm sure that that's on the thought of everyone's mind in South Carolina, fluoride in our
She's just
water.
picking something that she thinks she can win on, and some poll.
Well,
told
listen,
her that
I'll just
fluoride's
speak to Las Vegas here real quickly. Job numbers are some of the worst in the country right here in Las Vegas, the unemployment numbers.
Have you seen the Las Vegas Strip? Not to interrupt you, but have you seen it?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's dead at night.
It's
There's
dead.
like no one there.
This is the worst economy the Las Vegas has had in quite some time. The unemployment numbers are horrible, okay, under Donald Trump. But if you ask Nancy Mace, she would be celebrating the fact that that transgender kid isn't playing in that volleyball game anymore. That's what's really important to them. That one kid isn't playing with other women in that volleyball tournament.
Red meat for the base.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about, but they won't talk about the jobs report, or if they do talk about it or asked about it,
they lie.
They'll lie. They'll say it's fake news. They'll say the numbers aren't correct. They'll blame Joe Biden. They won't take any responsibility for Donald Trump's policies that are clearly not
They fired
working.
the commissioner of labor statistics,
right?
Because he didn't like what she said, because she gave honest numbers and said, "Hey, we're trending downward," and he fired her.
Listen, so many of these dopes that voted for Donald Trump, and that's what I'm going to call you. So many of you, you're dopes. You voted for him because you believed him. Okay? You thought that he would lower the price of, say, your eggs or bread. You thought that he would help you get a job. You thought that he would raise the minimum wage and your health care would be just fine.
Drain the swamp.
Yeah, drain the swamp.
Now he is the swamp.
Yeah, but what he has done is he has given the top 1% the biggest tax cuts in American history. Everybody else is suffering for it. He's going to take away your food stamps. He's going to take away the benefits that you need from the government to survive because you're struggling. And some of you voted for this man thinking that he would help you. He's only helping his rich billionaire friends and himself. He's enriching himself, he's enriching his friends, and he's spending your taxpayer dollars so that he could go on trips and go to the Super Bowl and play golf.